What is going on, guys? This is Eric. Today we have another duel video for you guys. This one will be testing the new set for Force of Will. It is Curse of the Frozen Casket. So it's the new set in the Lapis cluster. In this set I was really excited to play, just because I feel like Force of Will actually revamped the whole game. Did come out with some new artwork for the cards, as well as the new format for the card as well. For example, the attack and defense is now on the side. So yeah. But like I said, we are doing a duel video. I'm over here going to be on the left. I will be piloting Zero. I feel like she will be one of the top rulers for this format. Just because I feel like she just does so much and stops so much decks. For example, aggro. Just being able to, and I'll show you once I flip her what her effect is. But yeah, I have my friend Matt over here on the right side. He will be playing Tree, as you guys will see right now, and I'll be playing Zero. So what Zero does, she has a real cheap cost of 2 light to activate her. She also gets energized if you go second. Now, if you guys don't know what energized is pretty much if you go second, you get a coin, pretty much producing the will of your ruler. So for example, mine, since I did go second, I did get a coin that I can use anytime during the game to produce a light to will. So that pretty much just comes in handy. As you see here, I just turned one Scorn just to pick off a resonator. But like I said, Zero, what she does as well is you can pay a light and target resonator gains 100/100. Also, you can pay 1 black and target resonator loses all abilities for the turn. So loses swiftness, flying, all that good stuff. So if you're going up against an aggro deck, they're trying to summon Lancelot, you can just prevent it from having swiftness that turn. So it really slows red decks down, I believe so. And the route I wanted to go with her is actually control, just because I feel like she just wants to be control, especially her spell. I feel like it is really broken with her. I wouldn't say broken, but it's really powerful. For one light will actually, you can just pretty much remove a target attacking or blocking resonator from the game. So that is really strong right now, I feel like. So plus 0, once you deactivate her, she doesn't take any battle damage, and she has a blanket effect of all your opponent's resonator lose all abilities and cannot gain any abilities. So that is really strong. As you see here, Matt's over here playing Tree. I don't know exactly what kind of playstyle he was going for here. And just guys, this is pretty much a play testing session here, just to see what tweaks we need to make to our decks, and what to build forward. Because I really like Zero, and I do also have another deck that I'm working on. I feel like it is really good, but I'm just keeping it on the low, because I will be probably going to an AGP next season. So hopefully I can top with that deck, if not win the actual event. So but yeah, I'm keeping that deck on the side. So my main focus right now will be making Zero as good as possible, and I do feel like she's the best ruler for this particular set. I still haven't really tried to build the other rulers, but in terms of just reading them and what they can do, I feel like Zero has the most potential. So here he's gonna he summons Familiar. I believe he's gonna incarnate for Adam Brawley. Let's see, so that's what he's gonna do most likely. So like I said, I will be playing control for Zero. So I think here, yeah, I seal Wall of Wind, and he does counter with his own seal Wall of Wind. And now I did have the Apollo in hand to make it unchaseable. But I just didn't want to. I didn't know if he was running Hera or not, so I didn't want him to actually, pop it. So that's why I didn't play it. But you'll see next turn where I actually do, play it. So That was probably a misplay in my part, but like I said, I didn't know what exactly he was running in this deck. Um, so here, his Adam Brawley stays on board. He searches, and he also burns me for 400 with Adam Brawley's effect if he incarnated a black resonator. So drops me down to 32, I believe, because he's been poking with Alice Scout. Let's see. So there's my Apollo. And I feel like Apollo is a really strong card this format, just because it does so much. It protects your resonators. It does everything you want it to do. Especially if you're playing Zero and you deactivate her, it gives her flying. And that's one thing people don't actually realize, that it does give your J resonator or your J ruler flying. So it's a really strong card here. So now here I'm playing a Lilith. I'm actually experimenting with Lilith here. Just being able to life gain off of her, and also using the Apollos to awaken her is really strong. Pretty much free will to use with her. So here he's just gonna sack it off with Leviathan, which is a good play to prevent me from actually gaining life. So yeah, I'm really liking Lilith. Still want to do a couple more play testing sessions with her, see if I want to cut her or not. But I feel like she's just like a good spot removal. Also, life gain doesn't hurt as much. So. Let's see. Yeah, it's Matt's turn. I think he's just thinking of what he wants to do. And also, guys, sorry if I haven't been uploading lately. Just been really busy with life, pretty much. But I actually am on vacation right now from work, so it gives me a little bit of time to actually record these duels that I do actually get to play. So I really like making these videos for you guys. And just playing the game in general. I really love the game, so why not record it and share it with you guys. So let's see. So Matt's playing that one card. If you guys are familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh, it's pretty much like a pot of duality. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, pick one, add it to your hand, the rest go on the bottom. So it's pretty much like a filter. For me, I don't really like the card just because you do have to spend a will on it. I feel like there's better options to be playing if you're going to spend a will on a card, just to get a card from your top 3 from your deck. So let's see what he's going to do here. So he's going to pitch a Leviathan to produce red. That is one of the new cards from the set. I forget her name. I think it's Melfi. I believe she just produces any color if you tap her. Here he summons Prisya. He actually said, he thought that her effect was, it wasn't mandatory, and I corrected him on that. So he was kind of forced to, actually pump her up here by paying 1 will. So that's a little misplay on his part. Yeah, guys, also let me know what ruler you guys think will be good this format, or what ruler you guys will be playing, since Reflect is banned now. I feel like there will be a lot of diversity on this format. Just a lot of people playing, whatever they feel like playing, and not having to play Reflect, just because that is a better option. So I'm kind of glad Reflect got banned. I like playing the card, but at the same time, it kind of did make the game a little stale, just because every deck was just Reflect. So it's good to see people playing other stuff. For example, here Churi and Zero. So really happy about that. So here I drop a Seraph. I'm gonna get a Lucifer out. So yeah, I really wanted to incorporate the Angel package in Zero, just because I feel like it is, since I am playing Control, early game I'm just gonna be wasting your resources, Late game, I'm just going to be dropping big bombs just like Seraph and just wiping the board and just pretty much gaining life. So that was pretty much the whole idea behind that. Plus, it's also like my win condition, you can say. Just because I do have so much negation, I can just protect them. Um, and then it's just a big threat in general if you actually do get it off, because they will have to deal with both of them flying over, especially since if they do happen to have flyers, you can just um, get those abilities off of them and pretty much swing for free. So I still have my coin on 0 here. Gonna see and wait what I can do with that. So here Matt's really having a hard time trying to figure out what's the best line of play to do right now. I don't know exactly what he has in his hand, but he does have a lot of will open. So here I thought he was actually producing a will, but he's actually going to summon Titiana. You'll see in a second. Just because he's really desperate for a body on board and trying to push for some damage here. So there's Titiana. And I don't believe I have any will up, so I can't do anything about that. So he just passed his turn here. Gonna just recover. And so like I said before, I believe I'm gonna just take her flying away from Titiana. Pretty much just leaves me free from to attack. So that's exactly what I do there. So she loses the flying, which is really strong now because she can't block any of my angels here. So just pretty much free damage for me, and also free life because I'm gonna gain it with Seraph here. So here I'm going to use the Energize to produce a Light Will. And here I'm dropping another Seraph, which is pretty much game over for him. There's not much he can do with 2 Winged Seraphs and 2 Lucifer on board. So here he decides to get rid of his Melfi, leaving Tatiana out without flying. So I'm just going to swing over and gain massive life. I believe I gained 12 here. So that's usually in the beginning. I really don't mind taking any damage, just because I know I can gain it back later that game. So, and you'll see here I get up to a pretty good amount of life. So just swinging with both my flyers. Tatiana can't block it since she doesn't have flying, which is so good. That I love 0 that she can do that. And if you're playing against a mirror match, it is going to have to be, very skill intensive, I feel like, if you're playing against 0, depending on how they build 0. If they're going to play control, I feel like J activating her as soon as possible will probably be the best route to go. But, like I said, there will be more testing done. This is the first game I'm actually playing with her. Since I built her, I actually got the full deck on pre-release. So, I'm just brainstorming ideas for the deck. I'm thinking, like I said, controllers will probably be the best route to go for her. So here he's summoning another familiar. So not going to be able to do much with that. So let's see, possibly another Titiana. He summons a Gwyber. Just trying to get as much board presence as possible. Trying to regain his board presence. So So let's see what he'll do. So he does have 3 stones up. I believe I am tapped out. So he's going to try and swing into my Seraph. That is fine. It doesn't matter from this point on. She did her job. And I also have another Seraph on board, so that is perfectly fine with me. So he passes. So let's see. So here I play another Apollo. So here I'm just pretty much trying to clear his board, pretty much waste his resources, leaving a top decking situation. Because I almost have game here. I just need to pretty much wipe his board because I know since he is playing tree, he is going to have Alice in his deck, so I'm going to have to prepare for that. So that's one thing to keep in mind here. So I do want to save those Lucifers for her. So here I prevent Guiber from gaining flying, so he loses the flying. Gonna tap for a stone here. So here I'm gonna swing with Seraph. I believe I'm gonna pump her up with Zero's effect. I'm gonna pump her up for 3. We'll put her at 13. I'm also gaining life, gaining 900 life, and swinging into Titiana here to destroy her. And since Guiber doesn't have flying, he can't really block Seraph. So he is going to have to take that unless he decides to Apollo it, which he does. So he's just pretty much just going to try and retain as much board presence as he can and save as much cards as he can. So here I swing with Lucifer. So here I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to save my attacks until the final push. I know Alice will be coming out, so I just want to save it until the very end. So he's going to sack off his own familiar. Search out another Titiana from his deck.
Did I gain the life when I attacked?
You did not.
Okay, let me just do a little bit. 6, 9.
I'm just going to tap for another will. I'm just going to summon another familiar. Here's thinking really hard. I think he's going to summon his Titiana. I don't see why he wouldn't. I believe that's exactly what he's going to do here. He's trying to get, I believe he's just trying to get as many bodies on board. That way I don't have a clear way of getting rid of his Alice that will be coming out soon. So my game plan right now is just trying to pretty much pick off his board one by one. And here I do have the Seal Wall of Wind, or Seal of Wind and Light, I should say. So it is going to hurt him a bit. Leaves his monsters pretty much defenseless. He passes. here I'm just gonna. I like to do this, just pretty much joke around, because I did have that one extra black. I just pretty much made Gwyber lose his flying, just in case. You never know what can happen in this game. So here I believe I'm gonna go for a game. I'm gonna poke into his familiar with my Lilith. He's gonna search out another Tatiana. I believe I'm gonna swing it into his Gwyber with my Seraph here. Or actually, no. I'm gonna bounce my Lucifer here. I'm just trying to see if I have enough will, which most likely I do. So actually I decide to pump up Seraph, gaining 900 life again, and hitting his Gwyber. I can't really tell if I have enough will here. I believe I do. Oh no, I don't. So summon a familiar. So I believe next turn is when I'm actually going to try and push for game here. Sorry about that, guys. So here I believe he has two Titianas in hand, and I don't think he has anything else. I can be wrong here, so. So here's going to summon Apricia. I think he's battling my owl here. I'm going to pump it up, save him, and then return he's going to pump it up again. And here I'm thinking about bouncing him back, but it really doesn't matter if he dies or not, because I don't think he has anything else in hand that's going to actually do any threat. So here I just let it go through. He's going to summon another Titiana. So he is all tapped out of will here. Leaves me in a good position here to actually probably push for game. So here I make her lose all abilities. So she doesn't have flying.
How many cards? 2.
Here I'm just going to swing into its Priscia. He's decided if he wants to block or not. Either way, both of them are going to die this turn. So he just lets the attack go through. Leaves him with just one Titiana here. And this is pretty much going to be game over from here on out. So here I'm just seeing how much will I have to actually make the play that I'm thinking of. I'm just gonna bounce my Lucifer,
Oh, you suck.
which I feel like it's a really strong play with Paulo, especially late game since you already used your 2 Seraphs. I'm gonna recast him, making him get rid of his Titiana, swing with Seraph, gaining another 900 life points. So here we'll bring him to 0. Tree's effect activates, making it back to 100, and he gets to summon his Alice and her Regalia. So here, I saw that play coming, so I bounced back the Lucifer. I just casted and replay him pretty much. Since it doesn't target, it's gonna just pretty much banish her, and I do have my last Lucifer there. So alright guys, that's gonna do it for this game. We'll be having a game 2, so keep an eye out for that. Alright, peace.